A power outage doesn't feel serious at first. The lights go off. You assume they'll come back. You check your phone, scroll for updates, send a couple of messages. By the third hour, something has quietly shifted. Your phone is at 31%. The router is dead. You're burning through mobile data with every refresh, and each one costs battery you can't replace. The house is getting dark. The kids are asking when it will come back, and you don't have an answer. By the 6th hour, you're not waiting anymore. You're calculating. Enough charge for one call. No way to cook dinner. No idea what's happening outside your street. None of this required a hurricane, or an ice storm, or a headline. Just an ordinary Tuesday that outlasted the systems your household runs on. 12 items, most under $25. No generator, no installation, no expertise. All of them available right now. Not all of them will be when you need them. The first problem is not food or water. It is that you can't see. Most people reach for a flashlight. That feels like the right move. But a flashlight occupies a hand, and every task in a dark house, finding supplies, preparing food, checking on a child, moving through a hallway, now happens one-handed, slower, clumsier, more exhausting than it should be. Candles are worse. The light is fixed and dim, and in a disrupted home with tired people moving through unfamiliar darkness. An open flame is a compounding risk, not a solution. A headlamp eliminates both problems. The light goes where you look. Both hands stay free. A quality LED unit runs 8 to 20 hours on a single set of batteries and costs between $15 and $40. No fire, no trade-off. Keep at least 2, and know exactly where they are. Without one, every other item on this list becomes harder to use the moment the sun goes down. By hour 3, your phone is at 28%. You have been conserving it. A few messages, one news check, nothing wasted. It is still dropping faster than you expected. The router went dark with the grid. You are on mobile data now, and every refresh costs battery you cannot get back. That percentage stops feeling like a number. It starts feeling like a countdown. This is how a power outage becomes a loss of control, not through darkness, but through disconnection. Your phone is not entertainment. It is communication, information, and emergency access in a single device. When it dies, all 3 go with it. A portable power bank solves this for under $50. A mid-range unit charges a smartphone 3 to 5 times. No installation, no expertise. Plug in and prioritize. Phone first, internet second, lighting third. But here is where most people silently fail this category. They buy the device and put it in a drawer. 3 months later, when they actually need it, the battery is at 11%. A power source you have not maintained is not preparation. It is a false sense of preparation. Keep it charged. Keep it accessible. You do not lack food. You lack the ability to use it. Most American kitchens run on electricity. That includes your electric range, your microwave, and your electric oven. When the grid goes down, so do all of those appliances. The pasta, rice, and canned soup sitting in your pantry are still there. You just cannot prepare any of it. A portable butane stove costs between $20 and $60, fits on one cabinet shelf, and gives you complete cooking independence from the grid. That solves half the problem. The other half is simpler and more commonly missed. A manual can opener costs under $10, and yet it is consistently absent from households with substantial canned food. People build the pantry and then forget the last step. A can you cannot open is functionally identical to not having the food at all. The resource is there, but the access to the resource is not. Those are not the same thing. Preparation that stops one step before completion is not preparation. The stove is set up, the fuel canister is attached, the food is ready. There is nothing to light it with. This is one of the most common single-point failures in otherwise prepared households. A lighter runs out of fluid without warning. Matches sit in a drawer for 2 years, and the strike tips degrade. The one working lighter in the kitchen gets borrowed and never comes back. Keep multiple ignition sources in fixed locations, one near the stove, one in an emergency kit, and one stored separately from both. Rotate them before they fail. Water is the other item in this category that people assume is handled until it isn't. Tap water flowing doesn't mean safe water flowing. Compromised water looks identical to clean water. You cannot assess safety by looking at a glass. When the power fails at pumping stations, boil advisories follow. If your stove is electric, that requirement cannot be met. A portable water filter removes the dependency entirely. No power, no fuel, no fire needed. $20 to $80. The real risk is not dramatic. It is a fever at 11 p.m. when the pharmacy closed 2 hours earlier. A child with an ear infection on day 2 of an outage. A cut from a routine task that needs cleaning immediately. Under normal conditions, these are minor inconveniences. Under disrupted conditions, stores are crowded, shelves are picked over, movement is limited, and the same situations compound quickly. A fever treated within hours is one uncomfortable evening. Left unmedicated, it stretches across days and drags the entire household down with it. The list is not complex. Pain relievers, fever reducers, an antihistamine, antiseptic, gauze, adhesive bandages, a thermometer, and a small buffer supply of any prescription medications your household depends on. Over-the-counter fever reducers are among the first products to clear pharmacy shelves when any public health concern escalates. That is not speculation. It is a documented pattern. Stock this before there is a reason to. If this has been useful so far, a like helps it reach people who could actually use it. Now let's keep going. Batteries have a failure mode that separates them from everything else on this list. They don't signal that they are running low. A device can appear completely functional right up until the moment it stops working. You turn on the headlamp in the dark and nothing happens. The flashlight is dead. The thermometer won't power on. The radio is silent. That discovery, at the exact moment you need the device most, is the failure. They are among the first items to sell out in any disruption. Not because manufacturing stops, because every household reaches for them simultaneously. Stock a supply now. Rotate it. Salt belongs in a different category, but it fails the same way. Silently. By day 3 without seasoned food, appetite weakens. Caloric intake drops. Energy and focus follow. That's not pickiness. Appetite regulation depends on sensory variety, and without it, the signal degrades. Salt also extends the life of food when refrigeration is not available. Both items are cheap, lightweight, shelf-stable, and among the first to disappear when everyone realizes their necessity at the same moment. Buy them before that moment arrives. If you watched what happened in early 2020, this one does not need much setup. Toilet paper became the most visible example of a supply chain overwhelmed not by production failure, but by a behavioral cascade. Manufacturing was running, trucks were moving. The problem was demand. Millions of households decided to stock up in the same compressed window, and the retail system could not absorb the spike. The moment most people think they should grab an extra pack is the moment the window has already closed. At that point, you are not acting ahead of the crowd, you are the crowd. Cash operates on a different logic, but it shares the same vulnerability to timing. Card readers need power. A TMS need the internet. When both go down, cash is the only method that works. Small bills matter because nobody can make change during an outage. A few extra rolls bought on a normal Tuesday. A small envelope of 5s and 10s kept in a drawer. That's the entire strategy for both. Ordinary purchases made before the ordinary disappears. Every item here costs under $50. Most cost under $20. No generator, no expertise, all available right now. A power outage does not test your emergency plan. It tests your Tuesday afternoon readiness, whether 12 small, boring, cheap items were already in place before they were needed. That window is open right now. Which of these 12 do you already have, and which one are you missing? Drop it in the comments.